Once again, summer is finally here. 744 hours of pure and uninterrupted time off and fun things to do, coupled with some of the most gorgeous weather Torontonians will ever see. What fun things can you do in the summertime? What fun things can't you do in the summertime? Bike riding, installing sprinkler systems, going on trips to all sorts of crazy destinations, and most importantly of all, making YouTube videos. Now, speaking of making YouTube videos, it's that time of year again where I have been so busy for the past couple of months that there have been basically 0 uploads since January. That's 6 months. 6 months. But before we get into that, a quick tangent, if I may. I decided to install a sprinkler system for the back garden. The setup I have here is not the complete system, but instead is a test of a couple of the sprinkler nozzles made by Orbit. I have a 180 nozzle and a 360 nozzle, both of which are on riser stakes, and I have 2 360 micro bubblers. I did 2 of these tests. The one you're seeing here with the Orbit nozzles, as well as, after the fact, I did another test with Rainbird nozzles. And my conclusions are as follows. The micro bubblers from both brands are very good quality, and work exactly as advertised. However, the nozzles that Orbit sells that are mounted on the riser stakes, they are complete rubbish. Rainbird is definitely better in this case. Other than that though, the setup is pretty simple. I have an 8-port manifold feeding all the nozzles, and in the final installation, that'll be fed by a water line running along the back of the flower bed. So, with that out of the way, let's get back to the upload schedule. So, a typical weekday for me starts at 5 o'clock a.m. 5 a.m. Wow, that's kind of early. A typical weekday for me starts at 5 a.m. because the bus leaves at 5:54 a.m. And I gotta get ready. The bus is scheduled for 5:54 a.m. because taking the subway downtown to the station I need to get to takes approximately 30 minutes. The result of all of this is that I am downtown before 7 o'clock a.m. just before work starts. At the end of the day, I usually leave site at 3:15 p.m. After that point, I usually don't keep too much track of time, but I generally end up at home at 4:30 p.m. And with all that said and done, my day ends at 9 o'clock p.m. This window between 4:30 and 9 p.m., this window is golden. But the reality is that in this window there is 0 time. And in this window, there is 0 motivation. Now, of course, there are exceptions, but as I stated before, this is typical. Which then brings us to the calendar. Monday to Thursday are typical weekdays, as I have previously discussed. Friday, however, is an exception because on Friday you can kind of let the end of day slip a little bit, which for me it often does. Now, this, if anything, is a major oversimplification. There are plenty of other exceptions and asterisks to this illustration. However, therein lies the reason for why the upload schedule has been completely screwed up. Now, this is not to say that I don't have any videos planned, and I'm not working on projects when I have the time. I made a list, you see. So, as always, just bear with me. The videos will come. I got a lot of cool projects planned. Hit that like button if you liked it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you dudes in the next video.